Hello and welcome back to my playthrough of GTNH. It is September 16th and let's go over what I got done today. Just to start with, this is where we're going to finish off. This is kind of my future plans, and I figured I was at a good stopping point, at least in terms of making the daily progress. So let's hop up here to my now completed Monazite line. I have not finished the byproduct processing except for one, and I'll go over why here in a second. But for the moment, I did finish out. So as we left off yesterday, we were up to this multi-block, the mixer. The next step in the process actually turned out to be a good place to pause. Was this polarizer, or technically this one's running as a electromagnetic separator instead of the polarizer. But this was a new multi-block for me to craft, and because of this multi-block, I needed to take care of several things just to be able to craft it. But the first being, I needed to get some more IV assemblers. Specifically, if we're looking at this electromagnet, let me pull it up. Electromagnet. This guy needs some insane voltage coils, which are done down here in IV. So this one's on circuit 1. The only IV assembler I have chilling on circuit 3 for the HSSG coils. I also needed one on, I want to say, maybe it was this guy. Nope, not that one. Oh, yeah, this guy was also on circuit 1. There was something else I needed to throw a different circuit IV assembler down for. I'm drawing a blank on what it was at the moment, but trust me, I had to do it. So I've got 3 of those assemblers going on, and at the moment I just kind of have them chilling behind the Lavitron battery, or the superconducting battery for the big multi-block under here. At some point in the relatively near future, I'll move them out of there and set up basically as I need more assemblers. And I think once I figure out IV energy hatches in particular, that way I can transfer over IE power instead of having to transform it up. But maybe before then, we'll see. But I kind of want to hold off on doing that till I can have IV energy hatches. So for the moment, they'll just chill down there, and I'll add more as I need them. Try not to be lazy about it where I go down there and change the circuit, just so that I don't forget about it and have stuff jam up later. So I did get this. Ultimately, long story short, I was able to get, or actually there was one other piece. So to create this electromagnetic housing, this guy, we needed this polystyrene sheet. This polystyrene is a different type of plastic than I currently have set up. So over here, one floor down, I set up this double LCR unit to basically get us there. It's pretty straightforward. The first step is literally just putting ethyl benzene into this hatch, which we get the ethyl benzene as a byproduct down here on my phthalic acid line. Specifically, this pyrolyzed oven is making coal coke and then outputs this wood tar. This wood tar comes over to this distillation tower, which every single one of these is an output bus for various fluids, including ethyl benzene. So like I said, it's a kind of a weird one. It is literally only ethyl benzene on circuit 24, and that changes it into styrene. There's no other inputs. I was kind of surprised by that. But then we mix that styrene with some oxygen, pretty straightforward, and that mixes into the molten polystyrene, and I just have it in a fluidosolidifier to make the ingot form. I am kind of tempted with a lot of these to make them also do a second one to make the sheet, just so I have that on passive without taking up any AE processing. But future plans, or maybe when I'm cleaning up more, because I still haven't technically made polyethylene on one of these LCRs. My polyethylene processing is literally just chilling as a single block over an LV. So or maybe I did upgrade that. I do need to start labeling these machines because I am kind of getting forgetful of what I actually have done. Yeah, I think, yes, I haven't moved it over. It was the raw silicone to solar grade silicone that was also chilling on LV till not less than a week ago where I finally fixed it. So, yeah, so I got that plastic done. With that, though, moved on. So, basically, the byproduct out of here, all of these are like, everything is like some sort of form of Monazite. Actually, I can kind of show the path line over here. I thought this would be kind of cute. This is the entire Monazite line. And basically, if we follow through the quest book, I just did what the quest calls for each of the frames, because technically, like, this guy technically has another chloral methane output. But just like, these are what the quests call for all the way through. And then over here are the different byproducts, and at least the ones I have done so far. And all of these are like Monazite, you know, rare earth, Monazite, cooled Monazite, blah, blah, blah. So you can, if you want to know the specific names, it'll really, basically this whole snake way through, all the way down to finally this samarium right here. And so then this guy finally outputs the samarium and the, what is it? Gadolinium. For some reason I need to speed up the samarium and I don't need this stuff. I'll take it off the filter. So one of the kind of sad things as I got closer to the end is I actually ran out of platinum. So as you see, in this case I have an output bus and an import bus, or output bus, the block, and an input ME import bus here instead of the multi-block version, which is what I by far prefer to utilize, like, you know, like this guy right here, this output bus ME. But so we got this guy all set up. It was not all rosy though, going from here to here. There were two main hiccups I kind of ran into, specifically resource wise. One was tantalum. Tantalum by far is my resource that tantalum, keep spelling it wrong. Tantalum. That I like struggle the most with. One of which was because down here I made a rookie mistake with this ore washing plant. So this ore washing plant is something I'd set up as I built this building, where I specifically have sulfuric acid coming in, and then there's a whole little electrolyzing thing to kind of like recycle it. And then it does the ilmenite. But I didn't put an input filter on this guy, so this whole process shut down, because basically, even with them on different colors and different arrows, this will still, if this guy isn't taking the items fast enough, it'll still push them into here, even though they technically are on different like color channels. Like, that's one of the kind of frustrating things, that it doesn't work the way you would intuitively think. So like, this input bus filled with a bunch of stuff that can't be processed by this multi-block. So this avenue of tantalum shut down. And then my other avenue, the way I was getting it, is basically I had a demonic bee, or I have a bunch, which I added another one as part of this, but not too big deal. Basically just bred a bee and threw them in the last available Elvery up there. But basically I had the demonic bee, and then it would output its simmering comb. The simmering comb is then centrifuge down there into phosphor. So if we go tan to light, and then once the phosphor is extracted, if we come over here, we get out this, it extracts into lava, and then I was using this circuit 20 lava and getting all this stuff, and then processing the tantalite ultimately into tantalum through the electrolyzer. But as you can see, this process is not great for time. So this is 144 seconds at MV, so 74, roughly 30 seconds at EV, because that's what I was running it at, for a 45% chance of one. Then you need 9 of them after that 45% to just get 2. So I swapped those guys out for this thermal boiler. You do need to have lava filters in this guy, but if you just import them into an input bus, it'll automatically move them over as this guy is used up. But what kind of threw me off with this guy, you can kind of see this turbo supercharging combustion generator over here, is it actually doesn't take power. And for a while I was driving myself nuts trying to figure out, because I just couldn't see it when looking at the blocks, as to why this guy would not form. Like, I ended up going to the wiki because it was like I just couldn't, like, my brain didn't capture that there was not a energy hatch on this guy. Basically, the thermal boiler is pretty cool though. So we don't use steam. That's basically supposed to be the main point of it. But if we look at the thermal boiler recipes, we can put lava and water in, and then if we have the lava filter out, we get all these items, and then this Pahoho lava, I'm probably saying that wrong, but that you can rerun through the thermal boiler to get this. So, I mean, I don't have it looping on the same boiler. I just plop down a second boiler over here. Same thing, importing some lava filters, and then this guy runs through, and then we're golden. And actually, what do we have over here? Oh, it drops Electrum? That's crazy. Okay, I need to add these over here. I don't want to forget, so I apologize. I'm gonna drawer. So, dang it, I don't have enough drawers to start. Oh, I already had one, but so as a this is going to actually illustrate like my next point. So I do think my B area, the B processing, it has served me really well, but is definitely reaching a critical point where it's not practically keeping up with everything. So the tantalum, the amount of storage I have over here, I forgot to lock that. Like all these are full outside of 2 drawers here. All these are full all the way down. I could build more just because basically this whole thing is pre-AE, or like started off AE and then kind of like had AE mixed in as I was learning how to use the mod. So like it's way more Ender IO conduit based, etc. But every time one of these drawers fill out, all these back up, my process is shut down, which is part of why I end up disconnecting, because I wanted this to fill back up. But this is where my uranium's processed, which the uranium obviously powers the base, but you also need it for the mixer, like the multi-block. That alloy takes, I think it's the Staboy alloy in particular. So this guy needs to stay running, but as soon as one of these drawers fills up, and if I'm not like actively paying attention, and I don't want to just throw voids on everything, I have thrown it on the stuff that I don't care about. Like there is plenty of like, I don't know, let's say Monazite dust. Interesting. I wonder where I'm getting that from and why that's not voiding. But I don't know. Here's a better example. Like this magnesium. I don't need that much magnesium. It's got void. This is really interesting. Not important. But long story short, this all needs a big overwork. And unfortunately, the way I have it set up, it's not going to be like, it's not something I can like slowly iterate. It'll need to be a kind of like a full rework of this area. But because I'm out of platinum, and I really like, I think the ME buses, specifically the for the multi-blocks, are so much better. They're just faster in general, and then I know I'll need more for the stocking. Instead of working this area next, like I said, I think I'm going to hop over to the platinum line. So I did choose a floor. It'll just be directly below here. I have all this stuff, and I think I'm going to slowly move all this over into storage cells, because they'll scale better anyways, and free up all the channels over here. I don't actually need this right now, so I'm not too worried about it. I thought the platinum line was bigger than it is, and maybe I'm misunderstanding what I'm seeing on the quest book, but in my head I had thought the platinum line was an IV thing. Appears to be an EV line, and a relatively short one in comparatively to what we just did. Like looking at this, maybe I'm overestimating my prowess, but I have a feeling like if this is literally it, like I should be able to knock this out tomorrow. This actual set of quests I know I already have done. This polyphylline sulfide. I don't know if this was in the pack in 2.7, but all the recipes requiring like platinum, like for wires like tungsten wire, platinum wire, yada yada, need this polysulfide sheet to wrap around it and become cable. So I actually took care of this as soon as I updated because I realized those were the first recipes I noticed that were just completely broken outside of Obsidian just having a new ratio. So this is done. I just need to go through and hold some items, and I'll clear out these quests. But this is the immediate plan to get some more platinum. And even if this isn't the true platinum line, if I'm like underestimating something, because I always hear the platinum line, the platinum line. But if this is it, that's we'll see if I eat my words tomorrow. But this seems like really tame in comparison to what I just did here, or the next future one here. So I think sequence of events, I guess, to wrap up my rambling, I'm going to knock out this first, because even if this isn't the true line, it at least will get me more platinum, which will make redoing the bees or this line over here better. And I don't know which one I'm going to do first when I move up. I think it'll just be a matter of annoyance. And that's where I'll go to. And actually, I apologize. I wrote it down, but I completely missed. There was one other thing during all of this. So while I was trying to fix my tantalum issues and craft some multi-blocks, I kept getting annoyed because even though I really liked my level maintainers, it was eating up all my, what's it called, auto-crafting things down here. So if we go down here, we can actually see now I have 24. But I ran out of tantalum because I actually wanted to do 32 and cleared out the space. I basically just kind of stacked them down here, stacked them down here. You can even see I cleared down here. And I was able to knock this out really fast because of the matter manipulator. I'm really growing to like this thing. This thing is pretty awesome, especially for tearing down multi-blocks. But like clearing out bigger spaces, I still prefer the Buildcraft filler. But this guy, for like a space like this, like minutes. It was beautiful. And then, just mixed with the Wand of Equal Trade and is able to make kind of the aesthetics for this real fast. But I am going to look into what I need to start throwing up this platinum line. Again, I think seems like it'll be a lot, probably just a bunch of LCRs and a lot more straightforward, but we'll see. And yeah, that is it for me today. I hope everyone has a good night, and I will see you tomorrow. Goodbye.